Stop chasing. Let's get in here, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all let me know where y'all chiming in from. How y'all feeling? What's going on, everybody? We got I love to see y'all in here early. Waiting, right? Liz, what's going on, Liz? Jamie, how you feeling? Billy, what's going on? What's going on? Joy, good to see you, Joy. CD, what's going on with you? Y'all already know what to do when y'all get in here. Doop! Hit that like button. All right. Listen, I will never gatekeep information or levels. I'm here. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you. Here, take it. Do with it as you may. Right? Soak it in. All I ask for is just one like. Doop! That's it. That's how you return the love to me. All right? I appreciate y'all. James, what's going on? QTZ, how you feeling? KD, what's going on with you? All right? Who we got up in here? KD, QTZ in the building. Newbie Maddie, how you feeling over there? It's good to see y'all, man. It's good to see y'all. Hold on, is this showing? There we go. Had to get that computer out the way. All right, y'all. So yeah, y'all get on in here, man. I'm gonna let some more people join before we get into it. But yeah, we got some pretty nice setups. Look like the market is starting to bounce a little bit, so that's good. DMV in the building. What up? Where you from in the DMV? As that? What part of DMV? Cortez, what up? He said AT in his house. What, ATL or what's AT? I don't know what AT is. You probably meant to say ATL. Darrell, what up, man? How you feeling? 1,000 proof. What up, Stoic? How you feeling, Stoic? Tish, how you doing? Good to see you. All right. Yeah, as y'all come in here, just dupe it up for me one time. All right, hit that like button one time. That's all I need from you. All right. So we're gonna go over a few things. The swing that we got into was Nvidia. I'm not gonna lie. I was a what do they call it? A BAN. I was a BAN in this play. I got out of Nvidia too soon. You know what I mean? The way that the market opened. I mean, if you stayed in it, you're good. So you have nothing to worry about. If you stayed in it, you're good. I got out of it because I didn't like the speed at which it was rejecting. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, you know what? We don't know what's going on today. Like the market sentiment could be, completely bad. I'm thinking about you know, the way that it was down overnight. There's a lot of things that I was thinking about. I'm just like, you know what? I'm not willing to go below 30%, so I cut. But yeah, if anybody held, you should be in profit right now. So the play was there. It worked out, and it's continuing to work out. I may even re-enter, but yeah, we'll get into all of that in just a second. But again, as y'all come in here, man, just hit that like button for me one time. All right. He said, "Good afternoon, Fresno." He said, "Not 18." Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I got you. Okay. Got you. Jamie, good to see you. Real Liz, you said you broke even. Okay, awesome, Liz. Awesome. Ozone Oso, what's up, man? Is it Renette Horton? How you feeling, Renette? From Fresno. Good to see you. Are you new? I'm not sure if I've seen your name before. If you're new, welcome. It's great to have new faces. All right. We're getting ready to go over some levels. I'm gonna go over a few things that I'm seeing in the market, and then as usual, I'll flip it over to you guys. If there's something that you want to see, y'all let me know. We'll analyze it. We'll see if it's a go or if it's not. All right. All right. I'm gonna get straight into it. I'm gonna get straight into these charts. Okay. So right now, that's Apple I got pulled up. So if you look at Nvidia formed a failed to D. This could be a go, y'all, if we especially if we engulf this previous day. So if Nvidia wants to come up to about 180, right? 180.20, and engulf this previous day candle with the failed 2D in this order block, we may be able to re-enter. All right, get that little bit of money that we lost right back. And again, if you stayed in it, you didn't lose any money. I lost money because I decided to cut because of the downward pressure we had in pre-market, and then when we opened, you know what I'm saying? So that's on me. If you stayed in, you're fine to just maintain your position in Nvidia. All right, there's no reason to get out of Nvidia right now, because again, it's still holding the structure. It never fully broke structure, right? It's still in this this kind of double bottom kind of a situation. Guess it wanted to come down and retest a little bit lower before it went up, but it is pushing up pretty substantially. So that could be a really really good setup for a swing, and then we could literally take it up to this fair value gap right here. So the start of the fair value gap. Let me make sure so we got overlapping fair value gaps, but right about here, about 183 would be a nice a nice exit. All right. What else? Google also looks really good. Google has a engulfing pattern, and it's a 3 candle. So y'all know what happens when we get a 3 engulfing. At a level, right? At a support level, it's a very strong chance that we have a continuation, a two bar continuation. All right. So if this can close like this, I really love Google to the upside. Like we could do weeklies or next week's. But this is a really, really, really good setup right here. We got the double bottom setup. Came down, came up, rejected off of the bearish order block, came back down, found support, got the three candle bullish engulfing, tested lower, did not want to go lower, spent the whole day coming up. Really beautiful setup. All right. Again, y'all. So, anytime there's a good setup, win, lose, or break even, right? We get right back in there and we take high probability setups. This is a high probability setup. I'm taking it. All right. If it closes like this, I'm getting into it. No questions asked. All right. Let's see. What else was kind of Apple is starting to shape up as well, right? We also have a double bottom situation. Came down, went up, came down. It was a delay reaction from yesterday, right? It didn't quite do its thing today. It came down, but it's starting to recover on a failed 2D. This could be nice. If I'm only going to take one play. I'm not going to get into 2 plays. Right now, I think Google is the best option out of all of the setups. With this, I would just like to see a confirmation tomorrow. So if tomorrow, Tuesday, we get a bullish confirmation, and it starts to peak into this fair value gap, then I'd be interested in taking it, possibly on an intraday, and then we could discuss swings later on in the day. I don't want to swing this one, only because, like I said, I only want to take one swing trade today, and it's going to be the one that looks the best. But this is shaping up nicely. I mean, this could even go crazy overnight. But again, just the way that the market's been moving, I would prefer to have one more confluence. So we got the failed 2D, we got the order block. I would like to see a bullish confirmation with a higher high and a higher low tomorrow on this candle. Maybe let's see what it turns into. Let's see what combination it gives us, what strat combination it gives us. But again, I would like to see a bullish close tomorrow to really get into this, because that'll really activate the other side of this double bottom. All right, so that's Apple, Google, and Nvidia in terms of what's looking good. There were a few other stocks that we were waiting on. I know Nike was one. let's go and look at Nike. See if it started to make any sort of moves. Yeah, Nike is continuing to fall. So as y'all can see, we have this, we have the trend line drawn on it. We have these massive fair value gaps here. It is forming a failed 2D, but again, I can't trust it until we at least start to approach this, this trend line. It's been falling too crazy for too long, so that means that the sentiment is bearish. Like it has a long term sentiment. So even when you see like failed 2Ds on it, it seems like it's still getting beat up. It hasn't gotten any sort of upward momentum that's worth it yet. So um, maybe if we got a confirmation, I could trust it into a couple of these fair value gaps. But it gapped down. It's still falling. Um, I'm not willing to take a risk to the upside on this. I'm just going to let the trend continue to do what it does and wait for a break of that trend. All right. Let's see what else we got. Palantir came down a little bit today. So Palantir came down a little bit today. Let's see. Yeah, so we got an inside candle on Palantir. This could possibly be a decent pullback to this fair value gap. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Palantir come to 150 tomorrow. If it closes like this, I wouldn't be surprised if Palantir drop down to 150 tomorrow. All right, so again, I'm not going to swing that, but this is definitely something to watch for tomorrow intraday. Just waiting for it to, if it closes like this, we wait for a break of this this candle, the day's candle. It'll be previous tomorrow. Break of that previous candle low, and we can ride this to the fair value gap. And I believe that could happen intraday, not something that we necessarily got to even wait on. All right, so we'll talk through it in the earlier part of tomorrow. All right, what else? MRK. MRK might be on to something, especially if we see Palantir come down. I've noticed that they always have an opposite day. Palantir is shaping up to go down. MRK is shaping up to go up. I actually really like this setup right here because it got the pullback off of the the bearish order block, came and made its way down, and filled this fair value gap right here, right? It came right to the end of the fair value gap and stopped. This is why I tell y'all, these targets are so on point. All right, use fair value gaps for your targets. If you have not watched my video on where to target or where to place your targets for taking profit, please do yourself a favor and go watch it immediately. All right, take the time. It's about 15 minutes long. Take the full 15 minutes and listen to everything in there. I promise you, it's going to make things way clearer for when to get out of trades so that you don't have to worry about staying in too long. All right, so as you can see, this came down to the fair value gap. Now it's bouncing. So it's also rejecting a little bit at this fair value gap. We could explode right through it tomorrow if we close with a bullish engulfing here. All right, so we got the failed 2D on Friday. It's held its level, right? It never made a lower low. It's still holding the structure. So if this can close, right where it is or a little bit higher, then MRK could come and close this gap at about 117. All right, so we could get like a 117.82. So we could get a little over $1, maybe a $2 move on this, which would be really lovely. All right, and it could possibly, because it's getting the momentum of the bullish order block, it could possibly gap through the fair value gap. That's also an option. This might be another possible alternative for a swing if you guys are looking for something a little different, like if you're not a fan of Google. But this could be another alternative here. I really like this setup right here. All right, close the fair value gap. Decided to change directions. Confirmation with a bullish closure, bullish engulfing. All right, fair value gap sitting right there. Perfect setup. All right. IWM jumped from where it was. Wow, I remember. Damn. Did anybody catch IWM? I know Zay was dropping some updates on it. But that joint recovered pretty crazy. It was down like 2.5%. That's incredible. All right, now we back to it. All right, I'm gonna flip to y'all real quick, and y'all let me know what y'all want to see. All right. You said it's hard to hear me. Hold on one second. Hold on just a second. Is that any better? Y'all let me know if that's better. Y'all bear with me for 1 second. I'm getting the mic right. Gosh, I was trying to avoid having to do this. I'm gonna have to close this. I don't want to have to do that though. Hold on just 1 second. I'm trying to find one other alternative, but I may have to like log off. Trying to get this mic right, y'all. Bear with me for just 1 second. Trying to get the mic right without having to log off. How just let me know how does the mic sound right now? Say Trump said the war could be over soon. That's okay. So we could see that could send the stock market sailing. It's so I was just talking about that on live the other night. I was just like I literally was just talking about that. Like I'm like, yo, we could easily at any point it just be like, oh, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Can you hear me? You said it sounds cool. It's great now. Whatever you just did worked. But okay. All right. Cool. So we gonna rock with it then. All right. If it sounds good to y'all, I will leave it at this. Um, but yeah, I was just talking about that on live. It's like that's the thing about these times. It's like you could be you could be in you could be at war on Saturday and then Monday or Tuesday, it's just like, you know what? Yeah, I think we're done here. That's the reason that I'm not like big on chasing like oil stocks and stuff like that. That first day it'd be good, you know what I'm saying? Like that first day that somebody get bombed. Not to talk about it so casually, but you know what I mean. It that's when the getting's the best. All right, all right. So let's see where the market is. Let me go look at these charts real quick. Oh my God, IWM. It just jumped the whole. All right, so what is everything else got to be doing? Damn, Nvidia jumped crazy. Google too. Ooh, buddy. Yeah, these are all like I said. Google is a solid play. It closes like this. That's a solid play. Nvidia, if y'all still in Nvidia, congratulations. If you held on to that. But yeah, Google I like. If we can close like this, on the day, I think that news is really 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 good news, right? The war waging or raging was definitely something that was keeping us in a cautious like state. That is really good news. There is CPI coming out on Wednesday, so we'll have more insight on inflation. So I wouldn't get too comfortable. We do need to see what takes place on Wednesday. That's going to be a very important piece of the puzzle. All right, that's going to be a very important piece of the puzzle. So we gotta see how Wednesday shakes out too. Um, but again, I do believe that Google, even before that news, Google was already showing very very strong signs. You said volume is 100%. Okay, perfect, perfect. All right. Yeah, yeah. I promise. I'm only gonna be on the move like for the next few months, but like when I finally like get still, we will have a studio consistent setup where the mic stays where it is. You know what I mean? And we will not have to worry about any of this stuff. But I'm glad it's working out. All right, now let's get to it. Y'all send me what y'all want to see. Send me what y'all want to see. We'll talk about it. We'll analyze it. Let's see what y'all got.
All right. Is this volume even better? Tell me if this volume is better. I just switched back, switched to different mic. Tell me if this is better. Let me know if this is like better audio than the previous. Google Wednesday, yeah. Google Wednesday. Yeah, perfect. All right, there we go. We back in business. Yeah, Google Wednesday was not a bad move. I stay away from the non-weeklies though. I'm not a big fan of the them one DTEs and zero DTEs or two DTEs on the Magnificent Seven. All right, all right. So we'll start with NVO. Yeah, NVO just did a deal with NVO just did a deal with somebody, right? Was it? Yeah, NVO looks good right now. I don't know how recently it just made this move, but it's approaching this bearish order block. So anybody that played it from a break inside the fair value gap, that would be a good place to take profits. I would need to see it break above this bearish order block to then take it into partial fill of the fair value gap up here. So yeah, I like NVO above 4150. Above 4150, it'll be a go for me, and that can be on the intra, if that happens intraday or if it's a swing situation, either one. But we got this huge, we multiple fair value gaps. Again, if Wednesday gives us any sort of positive information, the war ending in that is going to give such a boost to the market, y'all. We would definitely see something similar to what we're seeing right now with prices soaring. So we'll have a day like this. Tomorrow may just be kind of like, cool, right? We may still see a bullish day tomorrow, but we're gonna see Wednesday is gonna like kind of fizzle out a little bit, and then there's gonna be another decision that's made, right? And we could see the market fall once again, or it could take off if we have positive information. So again, if take advantage of what's taking place right now, um, but we do want to proceed with a little bit of caution with Wednesday on the horizon. So again, with NVO, if I can see this above 4150, I'm into it. All right, I'm into it. What else do you have? All right, BA. All right, let's see what BA is talking about. Nice. Okay, we got a bullish engulfing yesterday. This is like this is a bullish Harami setup. This is a strong setup, yeah. This is a strong setup. Um, Again, we're seeing defense kind of go down now. Maybe that announcement is like what's causing it to push down a little bit. I haven't been looking at this all day, so um, I'm guessing this is a red candle. So I'm guessing it's pushing down from where it opened. Um, but it is a strong setup. Again, I would leave defense alone right now, even though this setup is strong. Right, it's a bullish Harami, right at a bullish order block. I'd leave it alone just because, like, you know, if there's more information about the war, um, and that is done for real, right? You know what I mean? Like there's more solid information surrounding it, and it makes us, its rounds. Then we may see defense kind of tank a little bit. So even though this is a good setup, it's not something that I'd be interested in taking, just because you don't want to get caught up in in that whirlwind. All right, but that's a solid call out right there. Solid call out. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all be having some good setups, and I'm seeing that the ones that y'all are sending me, they're getting better and better, right? Yeah, they're getting better and better. That's important. That means y'all know what y'all doing. All right, Bloom Energy. Um, wow, 13% pump on the day. What's the story here, y'all? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. See, next earnings is in 58 days. 2 days ago. Anybody know why this pumped 13%? I'm not seeing any like recent stories here. The last thing was about it plunging, so that had to be about Friday. That's 2 days ago. That was about Friday. It made a complete recovery of its Friday, fall. Um, yeah, this. I mean, it is holding. It is a double bottom, like this level right here, and then it's come back and attempted this same level, but I don't know enough about this company to really make a call. Like I see it's pretty choppy from what I'm looking at. We had a nice little double bottom right here off the order block. It pumped, consolidated a little bit, stayed in a little range. Um, with a 13% fall and then a 13% recovery, I'm not really sure about that one. I think I want to stay away from something like that. Like I said, I don't have enough information on what caused it to fall like that. But like I said, this massive recovery looks like it's starting to create like a bullish engulfing. So that's good, but it's nothing super clean up here. I mean, just looking at this, how this is range bound, it's not something that excites me to get in, right? I wouldn't necessarily fool with this one. Um, yeah, maybe like above highs, but in terms of swings, I don't really I don't really see anything that's like super clean. All right, so we'll leave that one alone. Let's see, what's another one? Joby, what's that? Y'all be submitting stocks I ain't ever heard about before, so I feel like I be learning something. Uh, okay, Joby or Joby. I'm not sure if it's Joby or Joby Aviation. I'm assuming it's Joby. Um, Aviation. Yeah, we got a. Okay, this is a decent setup. You could I wouldn't swing this, but I would look for intraday entry tomorrow. With a with the intention of it forming a two, or the anticipation of it forming a two candle. Right, we got a nice three bar with a bullish engulfing. Um, this could easily turn into a two candle that floats right up to about 250 at the start of this bearish order block. That wouldn't be a bad move, depending on how things open. So, a great scenario would be if this opened up slightly down tomorrow, and then intraday it broke yesterday's highs, or which is what today will be, right? So if it broke these highs or whatever highs it forms by the end of the day, that wouldn't be a bad situation to take calls once you got a break on like the 15, 30, maybe the hourly, right? That wouldn't be a bad play up into about 1050, right? On a stock this size, that's a really good move. Yes, it is a little, a little range bound here, but there's a clear target right here that it's trying to get to, especially coming off of, today's like bullish engulfing. All right, so I would keep an eye on this tomorrow for a 3-2 continuation setup. All right, but again, it needs to break above previous day highs in order for it to be, worth it. All right, what else y'all got for me? He's like, volume is better. You still have a slight echo, but it's not too bad. It's still an echo. Yeah, you can't hear any background. You said you can't hear any background noise. Is that good? How about that? Is that better? Y'all gotta let me know because I can't hear myself. You know what I mean? So please let me know if it's not. Like I'm using this podcast soundboard. Volume is at a good space. Um, yeah, hopefully that's better. All right, USAR. You said they and him's playing nice again. That's funny. Snow. He said he lied so bad. Yeah, yeah. No, it's you just never know what to expect with him. Miss Fruitful said, "How was the run?" Hey, I appreciate you asking, Miss Fruitful. The run was good. I'm not gonna lie. I did not feel like doing it today, but nonetheless, I got in 7 miles. The first 5 miles, I was attempting to at least do a sub 10, right? So I was trying to get under 10-minute pace, and my pace was 10:01, so I missed it by like a second or two. Um, so I was a little upset about that, but I wound up finishing the full 7 miles at a 10:13 pace, which is not bad on a day that I didn't feel like running. So it was good. The sun was shining. Got some vitamin D. Um, and anytime I set out to do something and I complete it, that's always just a rewarding feeling. So I didn't feel like running today. That's the reason that I ran longer than because I was I've been doing like 4 to 5 miles, and I was like I don't feel like running, so I'm gonna run 7. Um, and it felt good afterwards, but definitely didn't feel like going. I'm not gonna lie to you. Candy. Some people are still in Nvidia. If you are still in Nvidia, you should be up. Um, you could if you're up and you see profits that you like, you could take it. I recommend staying. If we close, bullish like it's looking right now, then that's more reason to stay in, right? Because Nvidia is off of this. It's a bullish engulfing off of this order block. It's also broken out of the order block. It's also starting to breach this fair value gap. So at minimum, I believe that Nvidia could get to about 184.26. So yeah, absolutely. If you're still in it, definitely you could definitely stay in it. What's your percentage? Like how much are you up, Candy? You said just announced word is complete. Yep, yep. Yeah, Big D. Like I don't know. Listen, you can't really trust them as far as you can throw them. We just gotta wait and see. You know what I mean? We just gotta wait and see. You said it's showing negative. When did you get into Nvidia? It's up like 2.5%. You should definitely be in profit. Yeah, like I said, you could definitely stay in it, but you should be in profit where it's at. But if not, if you're not, you're the only one looking at your P and L. So if you're not, then um, you possibly got in like out of the money. Is that the case? Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, so let's go back to these. We'll look at USAR. Yeah, USAR has it's a failed, a failed 2D on the day. It pumped pretty significantly. Wow, 7% today. Wow. Yeah, nice pump today. So it's signaling a reversal. If we can get some sort of, when I look at the risk to reward, it's like, yeah, it could come up to this bearish order block. I like it above the neckline. So when it breaks this bearish order block, let's just say above 2150 is a beautiful setup, and it gives you a lot of space, right? So above 2150, I'd be more interested in. It's not an immediate, setup, right? It's not an immediate take, but if it can break above, if it can break above this bearish order block right here, I'd be interested. Um, Again, it has a failed 2D, which means that we could see some sort of confirmation day tomorrow. So again, just like anything else, we could play it intraday if it gets a break of this, this candle right here tomorrow. Like if it opens up lower and then breaks out of, the previous day high, then that's something that we could catch on a lower time frame. But in terms of swing opportunities, which is what I try to bring you guys during this hour, um, I would like to see it above 2150. If it can get above that, then it's plenty of opportunity to target up to $24. Catch a $3 move on that stock, which is really good. All right. You said what's the target for Google? Let's see. I mean, shit, Google is wide open up to. It's wide open. Um, I would. There's no fair value gaps. Google might get like 3. So I would place these would be the two targets for me. The first two targets. 308.59 and a retest 312.32. 308.59, 312.32 would be the two immediate targets. Final target would be the start of the order block at 319.40. All right. So target one, target two, target three. 308.59, target one, 312.32, target two, 319.58, target three. All right, that's Google. You should let you check it. Airport, okay. Yeah, take your time. Where you traveling to, Candy? Salute to you, fam. You definitely are an inspiration to so many people in so many ways. Hey, Assets Pac, man, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that, man. I truly do. Any swings worth taking now? Yeah, Google. Google is what we're taking, Natalie. It's okay. It's 12:46. All right, so y'all give me 1 second. I'm about to go off screen. Um, but Google at the money. Swing it. Swing it on weeklies, either weeklies or next week with those targets that I just gave you. All right. Make sure I get this in the group. Give me give me 1 second. I put this in the group in the Swing King for those who are not on the live. All right. So Google is you could take the 305s. You could go either. I always say weekly. If your budget is smaller, you can go 11. 305 calls, 313. 313, or again, depending on your budget, um, you can go 320. So one of those two. All right. Okay. All right. So we locked in, yo. We locked in. Feeling good about that one. Again, if you're in Nvidia, you can just stay put. Like, no, not puts, but you can stay put, like stay in your calls. Um, like I said, broke. We got a bounce out of this bullish order block. So it recovered nicely. So we will see how that shakes out. But I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Let me come back. Natalie, how you feeling? Yeah, calls, Darrell, calls. What would the stop need to be in Google? Have plenty to be. So with Google, you could have your stop loss. See, this is the tricky thing about Google. It's like, especially if you have weeklies or next week, it is hard. I would put a stop, like a stop would be below like 290, just like a break of structure, right? A break of structure would have a much bigger drawdown. Google would have to fall pretty substantially overnight for that to happen. If you want to have like minimal drawdown, then the way that I would the way that I would say it is you would just have to just do it at, do it at your risk level, like, right, whatever according to your rules. You see what I'm saying? Because when I would get out would be way more drawdown, and the reason is because with it having formed this down here. Hold on, y'all can't even see that. Hold up. With Google having formed this 3 bar at the end of a down move, even if it opens up tomorrow down and it forms like, like an inside candle, the move would be made the following day. We want it to continue to just a 3-2 continuation like that. That is the most probable, and that's what it looks like it's going to be, right? But we always try to account for like just random scenarios. So if it does open up lower and we get some sort of like inside candle, I would still hold through that. I wouldn't get out of Google until it broke below 294.39. But again, that's me. And what I would do is I would add, if it came down here and tested it and then failed and then started to bounce, I would just add contracts. Um, so that's how I'm looking at Google for, for stop loss. But like I said, in terms of targets, man, we got the targets drawn up here. We got 308.59, 312.32, 319.40 for the final target. All right. And then, if we can break above the order block, some weeks down the road, then we can start, thinking about another entry on Google. All right. Let's see. For Google, 310 strike expiration. I mean, 311 is cool, but like I said, it's just any whipsaw down is gonna be more of a drawdown for you. The closer it is, obviously, but on the flip side, it could be bigger gains. So if we jump straight into that, like say we gap up in the morning, right? We go straight into $2-3 up or something like that, then you will wake up with really good gains. But again, like I said, to the downside, it could possibly um, it could possibly give you more drawdown than you would like. Please let me know if you would like to add to this in the morning. Yeah, no, I definitely let y'all know, Liz, for sure. I did 313s as a, but some people might have done 320. That's completely good. For Google, it's 310 strike expiration 311. Yeah, okay. I'm looking for almost $5 stop based off of a structure. Yeah, that's why I'm saying first ballot. It's like that is a that's a big drawdown. But what we're looking at is we're catching a continuation, right? So on a continuation, it's the structure is going to be further away from your entry point, right? This is why, like, a lot of times we will enter at like a change of direction, some sort of like confirmation, so that structure is not being broken. That structure is closer, so that if it's broken, then we can get out. But with a pump like today, and then a 3 bar, bullish engulfing, it's very high probability that tomorrow we get a 2 bar continuation. So again, you can have a rule set, like if you don't want to see, I can't tell you how much to risk, right? Risk is what you're willing to lose. Leverage is what you use to make money. So the max that you're willing to lose, you got to honor that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want you to adopt a different rule to like how you're used to taking your losses, because that's something that you have to deal with, right? So if the most that you are willing to see is a 20-30% drawdown, and you can't stomach more than that, then I would say keep that as your stop loss. But also understand that, if because you can always, get back in, right? There, you don't have to see a 60-80% drawdown because you're being stubborn. You could just be like, all right, well, if it does reject, I'm sorry, if it does, bounce at the support level, then I'll just go ahead and re-enter. So, identify what you're willing to lose before you get into the trade. That's number one, right? So when I'm calling these plays, y'all, this is what y'all got to remember. You still have to keep your trading strategy, you know, like at the forefront. I can't. It's it's hundreds of y'all. I can't be like, hey, you get out at 20%, you get out at 15%, you 40%. Like all of that stuff. That's a part of you developing yourself as a trader. That's a decision that you're going to have to make. All right. Again, I'm giving you guidance saying that it's the play to the upside is still in play on this bullish engulfing as long as it doesn't break below lows. Again, but like I said, that could be a pretty massive drawdown. So there's ways that you can get out of it. All right. It looks like Google is pretty much cruising. This is a nice little pump on the day. I like it. We're now engulfing 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, right? So we got 4 days engulfed. This looks really good for a 2 continuation tomorrow. You should already be up, but we'll see how it pans out fully tomorrow. All right. No, for sure. There we go. All right. Please, yeah. And like I said, I'll keep y'all posted like I always do. You know, for everybody's in the Prosperity Collective, I definitely keep y'all posted. Oh, I gotta let y'all know, man. This is not financial advice by any means. You know what I mean? This is for entertainment purposes only. If you take entertainment as advice, that's on you. All right. If you decide to take any trade, remember that is you deciding to make that trade with your own brain from doing your own research and your own due diligence. Okay. Not because I said so. All right. Got to get that out of there. All right. It's like, can I say publicly that I appreciate your patience with us? You really have helped us. Hey, I appreciate that, Liz. When I see y'all showing up and I see y'all, putting in effort, and I see y'all communicating in the chat and in the Prosperity Collective, you know what I mean? I'm just doing my part. All right. So I wanna see y'all, 6 figures, 7 figures up. You know what I mean? I want to hear the stories about how y'all went from A to B, and y'all you got this thing or you helped this person, right? So yeah, we locked in, y'all. We fam. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't get rid of me at this point. Even if you wanted to, you can't. I'm here. All right. So yeah, it's always love, man. But I'm about to hop off. I got a big day ahead. Ton of errands to run, so I need to get up out of here. But again, y'all, if you haven't looked at the take profit video, the targets video, make it a point to go and do that. It's really going to help you out with taking profits. I know this is a question that comes up on a consistent basis, like where do I get out, right? Whether it's a stop loss or a take profit. This video is really going to make it crystal clear. So make sure that you do that. All right. Again, hit the like button as many. I know you can only do it once, but if you haven't, hit the like button to show love. Also, if you're new and you're looking for a trade at home, I'd be remiss if I didn't invite you into the fam. Right? You see all these people here in the chat. A lot of them are a part of the Prosperity Collective. We do us, right? We're unlike any other group. I'm not even going to spend time trying to compare us. We're just who we are, right? Good energy, good vibes. Massive support, not just from myself and Zay, but also the people that are in the group, right? It's just love, man. Like attracts like. We just got a bunch of great people in the group. And if you feel that energy, you feel drawn to it, it resonates with you, then the link is in the description of all my videos. All right, check out some videos, learn something. And if you feel moved to join us, we'd love to have you. All right, I'm about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I will see y'all tomorrow. All right, peace.